Well, a striking signal here from Admiral Johnston that Australia's defence mindset, if you like, is shifting. So he told the audience at this conference in Canberra today that we may need to soon operate and launch combat operations from our own territory. And that's something that hasn't really been contemplated or considered since the Second World War. He also referenced the importance of developing infrastructure and supply chains in the north of Australia, and really having a forward-looking posture in terms of ensuring that we have our preparedness and resilience in the best shape. He also pointed to some of the lessons learned from Ukraine. So interestingly, he said that some of the technologies being used on the battlegrounds by Ukrainians are becoming obsolete in as little as 12 weeks. So that's things such as drones, for example, and that's because adversaries are essentially quickly adapting to those battlefield operations and manoeuvres. Here he was earlier.
Perhaps finally, we're having to reconsider Australia as a homeland from which we will conduct combat operations. And that, again, is a very different way, almost since the Second World War, about how we think of national resilience and preparedness of we may need to operate and conduct combat operations from this country. And that's everything from our northern infrastructure, our supply chains.
Olivia, he also weighed in on the national debate about defence spending.
Yeah, and he even laughed about it, acknowledging some of the political sensitivities around that very question. He said that Defence is currently spending its entire budget, and he likes the fact that the government is twice a year considering how it's spending its budget. So this comes, of course, amid a broader national debate about defence spending and amid a request from the United States, the Defence Secretary Pete Hegseth, who's asked Australia to lift defence spending to 3.5% of GDP. Anthony Albanese's ultimately said that we'll only act in our own interest, but that's some of the context there.
Defence is fully expending its budget at the moment. That's a good thing, as we've uplifted our acquisition delivery, workforce is improving. It is helpful now that we have a biennial strategy cycle. So unlike the past where the frequency for structure reviews or white papers was an open-ended proposition, the opportunity we have with the biennial cycle now is to keep coming back and reviewing the strategy, looking at the opportunities or where the investments are required.
Admiral Johnston's remarks this morning really a reminder of how quickly the geostrategic realities are changing.